Everybody's having a wonderful day. So, my name is Gabriel, and we're doing this thing again. Man, I just want to have a conversation about life, you know. But I wanted something that it wasn't that scripted, you know. I wanted more like one on one, you on you, like we can talk about it. Let me see, set up this chat already. And just enjoy that moment of just raw, unscripted, not even just thinking about a title, even though I did thought about the title, but yeah, I just I just wanted to this life, you know, mostly my videos are just you know, motivation, inspiration, and it's not just the kind of motivation that it comes from stoic books or whatever. It's just straight up about my life. But this is completely new to me still. And you gotta understand, you gotta learn or at least face your fears at once. But if you're having your drink, cheers. So didn't want to be rude. But yeah, a lot of things are happening right now in the world, in my life as well. And then sometimes we get lost in the whole translation over here. Like we're constantly going, but we don't even have a moment to just breathe, man. Sometimes it's just like, I know you put yourself as you become your own obstacle. And it's just go. And that might work, but it doesn't work all the time. It's just the way it is. Or you can actually do that for so long before you're just like, man, I can't breathe anymore. And it's not even about the burnout. It's one of those, like you're using so much energy day in and day out that you suffocate. You choke yourself. And I was just like, just thinking about all crazy stuff. I was just editing a video and I was like, man, how the hell I ended up doing videos over here, having this channel to begin with. And it was not even planned. It was not planned. I was in a very dark place in life. And then all of a sudden it just blew up into dealing with my own fears, dealing with my past, dealing with not knowing who I was, dealing with even being scared to leave your house. And that became just like so draining. I was so angry all the time, and instead of being appreciative about life, but it was taking me down, like slowly but surely. It was right there, like throwing punches left and right, and I almost gave in too. I I thought that I could just push a little longer. I thought I could do all this by myself without having any help, you know? But then at the same time, like I said, eventually the battery is gonna drain. Eventually the car is gonna run out of gas, and then surprise, surprise, you're out of breath, out of energy. You feel that you cannot push any further, and it starts getting to you. And when people around you see you in a different way, you start to wonder why you can't see the same person they see. You know, why you cannot see the hero that they talk about. It messes with you sometimes, you know? Like sometimes to me, I just see a broken soldier, a broken man, a broken guy that is still trying to breathe and push through this whole entire healing journey. And then you got those moments that I ask myself, am I doing enough to get there? Am I doing enough to get out of that, out of this situation, you know? But man, at the same time, I'm so happy that everything went this way. I'm really glad it did. Because all this suffering, all this pain has taken me so far and through path and I call it trails of life that I would not get myself into, especially to avoid them, you know? Avoid that pain, avoid that suffering. But you tend to just pull yourself back up and continue, I guess, and nothing ever does happen. Like you don't have no feelings, like you're just tougher and tougher, but now you're using the double the amount of energy to continue moving through this. And that's why I wanted to make a live, because this is me letting my heart out. This is me not thinking about say this, don't say that, you know, keep the mood like this. It's more about, you know, like, let's be human and talk, you know? Let's just have a live conversation about life. But to be honest with you, it was making me so nervous to do this. And I know you're wondering too, like why this is so hard. For me, it's very hard because okay, so I suffer from TBI. I had a TBI, traumatic brain injury. I also suffer from agoraphobia, which I have fear of leaving my house. But also agoraphobia can be in a very different way too, in the sense of what you call that. So I'll be afraid to leave my safe bubble, my home, my right now my studio, right? But also I could be feeling the same way around other people or talking to anybody else, which Sometimes it gets to me. But not knowing how this was gonna go, not knowing if this is something that I will push through, I've been putting it on pause for like 5 months now. Yeah, I've been doing this for 5 months. And don't really know much about anything about the whole YouTube and the platform. But this is more about documenting a journey of a person that is actually dealing with self-doubt, dealing with not knowing who the hell I really am, to be honest with you, because I don't know all that who I am. And not having friends. If you haven't seen my videos from the past, the little amount of friends that I had felt like I was just their mascot, their pet, their show and tell. So for the things that I've done in the military. And it no matter if we always hang out or not, there's so many different things about us in the group that I felt like I didn't have anything to bring to the table. Like there was nothing that we could have in common, and you start feeling like awkward. But then again, if you try to be in a group of only veterans, it can also backfire too. Like you will have the drinkers, you will have the sarcasm, you will have the angry ones, you will have the violent ones. And you start feeling like, am I going forward with life or am I going backwards? Because now remember, this is affecting you. This is so much affecting you. And you can call it whatever you want to call it, but you know, deep inside your heart is taking a little toll on you. But you still push forward. You still want to get out there. Like right now, if I was just gonna continue being scared of talking, being scared of showing my face like I did for 13 years, I hid myself. Like if I was the most wanted, like holy shit, you know? Because since I forgot who I really was, then it became very easy to be tricked, you know? It will be very easy to be tricked to think, like it happened already a couple of times, like very easy with people that I thought that they're friends, and then they'll end up really sour on that. It was a sour situation, to be honest with you. But, you know, we continue pushing forward. Hold on a second. This is what I was afraid of doing live, but we gotta continue. Oh my Lord. So yeah. Where we're at. Well, those were feelings that I was hiding for the longest time, you know, and I always wanted to say is like, damn, how it would feel to have a normal life, like a normal life. And the more I thought about it, the more I got interested, but at the same time, I was terrified of all this. It's like I'm excited. I'm completely excited about the future, about my future, about my life, what's gonna be next. But at the same time, I'm actually I'm actually terrified of what's next. And maybe that's the part that it scares me the most because of the unknown, of the uncertainty, of the holy shit, what I'm gonna do. And so you'll get understand a little bit more in context of what's going through it right now. I um I just found my son again after 7 years of not knowing anything about him. So for the last 3 years, 3 years ago, I should say, I I decided while I was living in Las Vegas, I decided with my girl that it was time to start a new life together, and it was time to move. So, and we did. We moved to Florida, and we both got into the aviation industry. She's a flight attendant, and me, I became a pilot, a paramotor pilot. I I gave classes. It was an exciting career. I got to travel a lot. I'm still traveling a lot, but for other reasons. And all those little things that happened pushed me to fight a little bit more and more the whole, how you call it? I am agoraphobia, to leave my house, to go out there and try to live the life a little bit more, you know? That was the main thing, like try to live a little bit more. So that's what I've been doing. Been trying to live a little bit more. I've been pushing myself a little bit more, even though I'm terrified and scared. I made it over here, and I have met people still. Like have I don't have friends. It's simple as that. Um, People I meet is most likely through my fiance's friends, you know. But I'm more of a loner. More of a I just like to do music. This is my music studio. Not for long, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. That now, after 3 years, I found my son again after 7 years. I haven't seen him for 7 years. And, well, in the last 3 years, I've been living in Florida. And now, my life just spun again, all over. Now I have to pack it all up. I have to take down the whole studio down. Change my life again. I That has to happen by the end of next month. So you can only imagine. Like, but then again, 5 months ago, I didn't even never even knew what was I doing building this channel, starting this channel. Is just I had so much inside of me, inside of my chest. And even though I'm a motivational speaker, it's different when you're on stage because you know that the people that are there, they're there for a specific message. They're up there for a specific theme, subject, you name it. But to do this through YouTube, you're speaking to the whole entire universe. Like, this blows my mind. And I thought that if there's anything that I'm more scared about, it will be like having a conversation with strangers, or even going out on public. Like I said, agoraphobia. I'm afraid to leave my house. But imagine that. I'm making music, traveling, and I'm still terrified to leave my house. You know? We just gotta learn that you got two choices. You have two choices. You have the choice of, let me just sit over here until I catch a break. Or we have the choice of, I'm not waiting on anybody. I'm pushing through and getting to where I want to be. That's usually a valid reason. That's usually a valid, uh, that's what moves you, you know? That's like, that brings you back up to life, and you're like ripped up, let's go, you know? But when I found my son again, it was like a mixture of happiness and all painful memories. Memories that, coño, encabronan, like it pisses you off. I tried my best to keep my cool and feel positive most of the time, pero a la misma vez, it hits hard. It hits hard. But there's so many punches, there's so many suffering, so much pain that you can actually go through before you're just becoming stronger and stronger. Like what used to break me before, 7 years ago, it's not gonna break me now. Like, I'm a total different man now. Like, my scars and my wounds, that became part of my armor. It became out of my life, out of my legacy, out of my story. But also, careful what you wish for, because whatever you put your mind to it, you can manifest this. And that's exactly what happened. Like, looking for my son for 7 years, I thought I was losing my mind. Like, I really wanted to be a dad. I really wanted to have that experience. And being a disabled veteran, everybody throws at you like you're a piece of shit. They look down at you. They look down with pity at you. Yet, you stand up, lift up that chin, and you move on. You continue going. Because guess what? This is life. Nobody's coming for you. Nobody's saving you. It's just you versus you. But you can sit down, you have the choice to sit down and just stay there crying and wishing, and you get on that wishing cycle. I'm manifesting, but you're not moving a muscle towards it. Listen, I was in a wheelchair for 9 months. I have 40% chance of walking again. 40% chance of me walking again. Not to mention that I spent 4 months in a fucking coma. Part of my French, but it's the truth. 1 minute, I'm in Afghanistan. Boom. Another minute, 4 months later, I'm in Germany. And a gap of memories that I don't know what happened to them. But here I am, being blessed, pushing through, even when I'm more scared about everything. Like I said, I'm super excited about the future. I'm super excited about where this whole journey of healing journey is taking me. But at the same time, don't think that it's just me in front of a camera not going through it, because this is not a story of this is what happened to my life. No, this is what is happening in my life. Like this is me being grateful for having the house that I am, even though I have to move again now from Florida to Vegas. But I'm grateful that I have a roof. I was homeless too, you know? And you put all those in context, man, you're like, how the hell I'm still going? How? How am I still going? Well, that's why I wanted to have this conversation live about life. Because this is something that I didn't script or anything. This is something that I carry in my chest every single day in and day out. Serving the Navy, then I serve in the Army. You know, those are a good chunk of my life. Almost 17 years. And I have moved so much. I've traveled so much. I have met so many beautiful people. I've met so many assholes too. But yeah, here we are, pushing through, moving forward. Because if you don't start believing in you, man, nobody else will. Nobody else. And I always said to myself, I'm like, I don't think I have what it takes to go turn on a camera and be talking live to whoever the hell is out there, to whoever the hell feels like spending time with you, whoever the hell thinks that you have something valuable to say. But for 13 years, I hid myself. I was hiding myself. At least not much, but the last 7 years, the last 7 years hasn't been easy. The last 7 years I've been trying to everything by the book, everything by the law, everything with the lawyers and everybody else. And no matter how good you are, you don't have nothing in your background, never been arrested. You go to like no tickets in your life, not speeding, not parking, no nothing. Clean record. I'm a retired officer. Clean record. And yet, you just treat it like old bubblegum. You're spitted out. You're pushed out. You start getting kicked out from society too. A society where you're welcome but nobody understands you. And the people that don't understand you don't give a shit about you neither. It's fine. Because I have used that as as my fuel to continue moving forward. I have used that as my anger to turn on whatever is in here and just propulse me whatever I have to be, whatever I want to be. But at the same time, you always have your days that you're like, oh my God, what am I doing with my life? Am I wasting my life? In my case, I'm saying like, am I wasting my second chance in life? Yeah, my second chance in life. Because I shouldn't be here right now talking to you. And this that I'm doing right now terrifies me. But, here comes the but, I already lost memory once. And I'm not gonna get it back. I may or may not. So what if I lose my memory again? Am I gonna have a third chance? Well, with my condition, there's a very high probability of me losing my memory completely. It can happen in 10 years, it can happen in 20, it can happen in 5 years. And I'm still here, still pushing through. Still scared, but still pushing through. So I decided I might as well start filming myself, start thinking that I might as well document as much as I can right now. So later on, when I forget everything, at least I can try to reprogram myself by watching the videos. I know this sounds so cliche, but that's the sad part about this. That is, I'm not lying about it. A week ago, you probably didn't even know, but a week ago, I was battling, well, 2 weeks ago, I was battling myself in a hospital. 3 infections, one in the kidneys, one in my bladder, and at the same time having a kidney stone that was carrying an infection with it too. The pain got so bad that at one point I could not feel anything anymore. And it was crazy because the last time I felt something so peaceful like that was the day I died. Like, I remember not even feeling my body. Like, it was just, I don't know. I don't know how to even explain it. It was something like, not magical, because I don't want to sprinkle glitter over this, but more in the sense of so personal. It felt so one-on-one. And at that point in the hospital, I was feeling that again. I was feeling that of, oh my God, that's why I'm right next to ICU. That's why all these doctors around me. And for a minute, when I was feeling like that again, the first thing that went through my head was, oh my God, I'm about to die. I feel like I'm about to die again. I'm like, that's why I have the sweats, which I was sweating so much, it was unreal. My fevers were beyond. The doctors were in and out at every single time of the night, which it was crazy. Usually you see the doctor here and there, but to see it three, four times in your room and everybody's like over over protecting and over watching you. And I'm like, I'm actually about to die for real this time. I'm like, what didn't end my life in Afghanistan is gonna about to happen now. And I started thinking, I'm like, oh my God, it's been 13 years since that happened. And that number follows me. And no, I'm not gonna pretend that you know it or to know the reason for it. But the day of my accident was October 13th. And a lot of things has happened on October 13th in my life. That's why it's so bizarre. But we'll get to talk about those other things because those are very dark. Those are very, like I said, if we were going to talk about grief, those will be the subjects to talk about for real. Those will be the subjects that you're going to be like, oh my God, like what am I doing right now? Yeah, definitely, definitely. That will be that moment that you should be worried about. But I keep pushing. That's that's the one thing about me. I keep pushing, and well, that day I felt like I couldn't push anymore because I lost all my energy, my strength, not my energy. I want to say it more like my strength. I'm not talking about like if you can bench press and you're like Hercules, whatever. But I'm talking about like you are pushing yourself so much to continue. But this, you start having this feeling like this is way bigger than you, bro. This is like you're like this small compared to this humongous thing that is happening. And it felt so, I don't want to say it in a bad way, but it felt like I didn't have anything else in me. Not like if you want to say, okay, your phone is about to die, right? Oh, I'm about to die, my phone is about to die. Okay, cool. Imagine that, but definitely, like you can feel it. You can feel it. You start understanding things a little bit more. But at that moment, I was thinking, did I live my life the right way? Like, did I push this through? Like, I wanted to continue pushing through, but like I said, I didn't have no energy whatsoever. I have no, I couldn't keep pushing through. And that's when they called the ambulance, call 911. But when I was sitting in the hospital, like I was legit feeling like, oh my God, me compared to my phone right now, I would say I have 1% of strength. That's when I started realizing this was way beyond what anything that I felt. The pain was ridiculous. The feeling, the eerie feeling that was around me already was telling me everything that I needed to know. Like I said, so many doctors around you, and you see them 3 or 4 times throughout the night. That's not common. That's not common. All the nurses, like I said, overwatching me, whatever I needed, they were like Johnny on the spot, which I appreciated. But at that point, I would start feeling again like, oh my God, I'm gonna die again. Like, this is happening. I couldn't say goodbye to this person. I couldn't say goodbye to my fiance. I couldn't say goodbye to my parents. That's how I started feeling. Like I said, I've been in a coma for 4 months before, but before that, I flatlined. And it was feeling like the same possible way that can you describe this? When the pain, you don't start feeling it, and you start feeling that numbness that you're like, everybody's panicking, I should worry, maybe. But you feel like you're like that person in the bar sitting down and it's like, hey, I'm dying. Can you serve me 2 double scotch on the rocks? Yeah, sure. Hold on, Beth. And then you continue to move on. But that's how it felt. That's exactly how it felt. So to be here right now and being so, it feels blessed. I feel blessed. And now it's like talking about life. You never know where this is gonna lead you to. You just know that you want to continue pushing forward. And now, 5 months later, like seriously, 5 months later, we're here. 5 months ago, I was losing my shit in the car. I was in a parking lot in my car, crying, bawling my eyes out. 5 months ago. And now we're here. And to be honest, to take things out of the chest, maybe this is the right thing that everybody should do. Is that at least, you know, at least once, I don't know, whatever, once a week, once a month, whatever works for you, to film yourself or talk to yourself and just be real with yourself. You know? What's the worst that can happen? That you break through a fear. Maybe you're terrified like me. Me, I'm not terrified to be on the camera. I'm just scared about my feelings. How when I'm speaking from my heart. And there's a lot of pain that it still lives within me that sometimes just sabotages me. Sometimes it takes me down and smacks me down and about. Like I have to deal with grief. Imagine the person that you love the most dies on your arms. Well, add to that that was on your first day on your new house. Tough cookie to eat, huh? Or how much you have suffered to be where you're at right now. I look at it like everything that has happened to this moment, as bad as it is, as bad as it's been, is there to build me into a different person, to build me into a new me, to turn me into who I need to be in order to be to where I want to be. And that's when it comes with the goals. Your goals are everything. I guess like the goals is that little light that you just continue pushing through to get to. Sometimes I feel like that. But you just have to continue moving forward. That's life. I'm telling you right now. That's life. You can fight it all you want. You're never gonna win. And if you do nothing about it and you continue your cycle that you're living on, don't expect any changes out of it. Don't expect a different outcome. Like I said, sometimes you have to go through, hit rock bottom, hit a wall, in order for you to say, damn, this hurt, but it was worth it. And you push through. I know I look like a disaster over here. I have a shirt that is just, it was suffocating me, you know? You ever had those shirts that feels like the neck is too close to your, like the neckline is too close to your throat. And it starts feeling like it's choking you little by little. So that's how I felt today. And well, let's just say I got the scissors and I didn't make no measurements. I just got the scissors and I just special effects and everything, cut everything up. And when I put it on, I realized that I'm a horrible fashion designer, as you can see. So please do not look at this. Can you see this? This is literally squared in a supposedly round shirt. But anyhow, but yeah, I have to move. I have to move to Vegas by the end of next month, which That's an adventure on its own. I'm also in the process of selling my Jeep in order to have something more, either something more affordable or something that more comfortable for long drives, gas mileage, but also maybe a pickup truck to be able to pull an RV trailer or something like that, RV camper. Uh, I know I'm moving to a house first, but sometimes I feel like I would love to live on an RV on the road, even if it's just 3 weeks with my son, and then just the next 3 weeks just keep going and going around and back. Spend a week and then a week back or whatever not, or a week and a half over there and a week and a half back, something like that. Just because of the adventure. I need some camping in my life or some adventure in my life, but the only reason I'm doing that is between you and I is that's where I find a little bit of peace. That's when I find that solitude that sometimes I need. And I know I need it because the body pulls me in just like I don't know. It's like a magnet on me. When everything is just going so much into chaos all around me. You know, you're like, that's life. Life will, like, things, there's some doors that will have to close along your way in order to push you in a different direction. That doesn't mean that you're gonna love every single path that you're going through. It means that eventually you'll be challenged more than you think. In all this time and all these years and everything that you have done until this point in life, well, it's gonna test you. It's gonna see that to see how bad you really want it. It's gonna push you to, hey, wake up, my dear. We're here. Showtime. But if you're not ready for that showtime, well, guess what? That was probably your own opportunity that you had. And then you start going into the depression again, into feeling down. But hey, who was the genius that put himself there? Or who was the genius that didn't take the opportunity? Most of the time we don't take opportunities because we're scared. We're scared of the what if. But we're scared of the what if we don't do it, and we're scared of the what if we do it likewise. But we are more worried about what if it doesn't work than the what if it blows up out of proportion. It comes out really good. See, that's the part. That's the part that is just blows my mind because I was stuck in there too. I've been there, guilty as charged, but I've been there. And I always wonder, it's like, why we get stuck in that position? Why we get stuck in that situation and we keep feeding something that is just not gonna matter. It's like going to a pool and bring to a pool 5 drops every single day. You go to a pool